All right, Pierre, man, what's going on? It's been what? It's been about 4 days since we last talked because I think we last talked on a Thursday, and I was preparing to enjoy my birthday on that Friday, but also my homecoming weekend at Norfolk State University. So had a great time with both of those occasions, but now we're back in the mix. So tell me what has transpired since we last talked.
Out here looking for jobs, and the um, the program director, reached out to me through an email, and we are going to get ready for this meeting tomorrow at 12 p.m. So it went from talking to a friend that passed a message on to someone else that got me connected with a director of programming at a kids youth center.
Beautiful. So when you say a friend, how long have you known that person?
Um, Dang, I knew her for like 2 weeks. I met her at my job doing security. Yep, in Ohio doing security. And you know me, I always have my hat on, so I always be talking about that I write poetry. I'm a poetry business owner, and I write books on addiction recovery, and I use poetry as a form of therapeutic, um, to help people break addictions and express themselves and help them detach from their trauma and attach them to their powerful words that could change their life.
So basically, you wear the brand, you are the brand, and you're always talking about the brand.
Absolutely. I wear the brand. I'm always talking about the brand and how the brand could change your life.
I love it. That's good, man. That is a testament of what you focus on expands.
Come on now. Come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So that's beautiful, bro. So the person that you're speaking about, she knew that you were moving from Ohio to Florida, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right. And so you all stayed connected.
Yep.
Did she tell you before you left that she would look out for you, or what how did that conversation of I'm gonna connect you with my director?
It just went like, I heard some good things about your poetry, and this girl that she talks to that at the youth center, how she was writing poetry and how she loved her poetry, and she heard about me and she wanted to stay connected, and she feels like I could be an asset to that little girl's life and her poetry, which means and all the other kids that's at the youth center.
Got it. Got it.
So we just stay connected, and she was adamant about getting me connected with the director of programming, and he was adamant after he saw the work. After let me say it again. After he saw the work, he was adamant with keeping in touch with me
Got it. So when you said he saw the work, how did he see the work?
through uh through a slideshow that I created. Right,
Like less than 7 days ago.
less than 7 days ago, because I went right to work. I was on the phone with Chris before I came to Florida. I made an investment in myself. Not just that, moving to a new state is another investment in yourself.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So I made that investment and I came out here, and Chris been coaching me through the whole thing, and it's just happening like this when you
Mm.
put in the work. And it haven't been that long for real.
Yeah. So tell me, how was your weekend? Where'd you stay? Looks
My
like
week
you.
it was rough.
Yeah.
My weekend was pretty rough. Like even now, like I might be sleeping outside tonight. But you know what? I got some big things going on tomorrow, which
Yeah.
means you got to change your focus. It's not are you staying outside? It's like no, what can you do while you're going through the things that you're going through,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What can I get together? What can I put together, right? Because you're right around the corner from breakthrough, and this
Right.
what happens when you about to be broken in because those that are those that exalt themselves shall be humbled, but those that humble themselves shall be exalted.
Mm. Mm. Mindset. As you all can see, he keeps himself uplifted, and he stays or tries to stay in a certain mindset that is expansive and doesn't shrink down to his current situation. It's always focused on where he will be, and because he knows it will happen. And so, if you are somewhere sleeping in a bed and or even a couch, whatever it might be, but you're under shelter, just know that you are privileged at this moment.
No doubt. Look,
Yeah, man.
I'm not.
Yeah. We
I got
we
this.
yeah, I see you got a fresh cut, young sir.
Man, my. You know what's so funny?
Tell me
That
about it.
God has set you up. You might be upset, but God, it's a setup. You might be upset, but it's a setup
Mm,
because I was down here, and God's getting you ready in the storm. He getting you prepared for the things to come. I called my dude from Ohio. I called my dude. I was here. I called him. He's from Ohio. I said, "Do you know anybody in Orlando that could cut my hair?" And he says, "You know what, bro? I'm right here. I came to Orlando." I'm like, "Get out of here." My
wow.
barber, my barber. I was like, "What?" He's like, "Ain't no coincidences. It was a coincidence. It was a coincidence that he was here to cut my hair because God brung him here because he was preparing me for the things to come." It's like I got to get him looking fresh. I
Phew.
got to put them together.
So what's he doing here or there?
He was up here. He happened to be up here because his kids had a tournament, a softball tournament.
Okay, one of those traveling
Yeah,
teams. Okay,
I didn't
got
know that.
right, right. Did you ever get a chance to reach out to Napa, the poet
No,
in the
I
network?
didn't even get a chance to look at reach out to him yet.
Okay, yeah, I want you
But
to
well,
reach out to him,
let me
man. You may
remember
not
that.
have to sleep outside, brother.
No doubt, I won't be. It's all good.
Yeah, 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 for
I
sure.
This is one of the steps too, because when you're going through stuff, you're supposed to get out there and still do it. I'm like, man, I'm getting on this interview. I'm still getting on the podcast. Straight
Yeah,
up,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even though you got to work through it. You got to work through it because breakthroughs right around the corner.
Oh, you're right about it, man. So let's talk about what transpired over the weekend as far as the young lady that tapped you in with the director. And then now that you're tapped in with the director, what's been the conversation with this gentleman?
Oh, he just was excited. He's excited about hopping on the call. Like he really wants to get this started. And the young lady was saying that she really wants us to come in on a monthly basis, do her text, and
Yeah.
they're just very very excited about taking the next steps.
Yeah. And so from the screenshots, it looks like it's a possibility of it being a compensated opportunity.
Absolutely.
Right. When it got to his desk, right, she wasn't sure, but when it got to his desk, he asked about, the compensation and things. And so that's what we will be, that's one of the parts that we will be talking about on tomorrow at
Absolutely.
noon. and that's a part of our negotiations and our
Okay.
discussions.
Cool.
And so, yeah, and definitely, we definitely want to allow him to share and express himself concerning their pain points and their needs and things. And as we further discuss, we'll begin to discuss numbers and duration and how this will all play out as far as it being virtual and or you bringing someone in that is in Ohio,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep. Absolutely.
So even if you don't know someone in Ohio, you know someone in Ohio,
Hmm.
right? You are connected to the Poetry Business Network. And I know for sure we have capable poets and poetry business owners in Ohio. And this is where you will learn how to delegate and manage an agency now. You will then become an agency as opposed to a one-man show,
Yeah.
right? So you can be in Orlando and have a whole program being ran or run in Ohio.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
I
That
see what
that will
you're
show
saying.
you that you can be national and international because of this very experience right here,
Absolutely.
right?
And that's what. Not just that. Today, I even at the hotel today, I asked them about their event space for I could run
I saw that screenshot.
an event. And then I talked to the manager today, and she said, "Yeah, and all we gotta do is lock that down." I was like, "Well, I'm here. I'm about to do that too." Shoot, I walked in the
Hey,
room. I even took pictures of the room and everything. I
right.
was like, "All right," because I had to visualize it
Wait,
in
where
my
were
mind
you?
at the hotel. So I just went
Gotcha.
up there. I was like, "What's up with the event space here?"
Hey, you said I'm gonna maximize this haircut.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Got it. When God sends you stuff, you better maximize on it.
You ain't gotta look like what you're going through, basically.
Yeah, you don't have to look like what you're going through, and you don't have to feel like what you're going through. Just change your mindset, change what you're focusing on, and the things around you will change. You just gotta change your mindset. And this is like probably the hardest thing I've ever been through. Like besides losing my parents back to back 6 months apart and breaking alcoholism and drug abuse, I think this is like um topping that. I'm very
What year
uncomfortable.
was that?
That was in 2017.
Wow.
And throughout that time, I written 5 books. Learned marketing and sales. Got into my first affiliate marketing program, which really taught me marketing and sales, which really taught me how to like connect with people and build real relationships. It's not about who you know; um, it's not about what you know; it's about who you know and who knows you. And it's just about like just being authentic and just being yourself and really connecting with people. And that's what the poet life is about too. It's just
Yeah,
like really about a team of people working together. It's just amazing. Like I'm freaking excited.
yeah, man. You know, you got me thinking now. This evening, I want you to get your notepad out and I want you to use your phone also and write down the establishments in your surrounding area,
Okay.
right? I want you to write down the churches in your surrounding area, the schools in your surrounding area,
Okay.
the even barbershops, the hotels, right? The establishments
The
in your
hotel.
surrounding area. Why
There's like
schools?
there's like freaking 30 freaking hotels around here. You got a lot of hotels around here. Like, there's a lot of hotels around here. I'm like, I was just thinking that today when I went for a walk. I went for a long walk today, and And I was just looking at all the hotels around here. I was like, there's a lot of hotels around here, and restaurants.
All right. So this is what I need you to do. Again, let's start with hotels and churches.
Okay, hotels and churches,
Why do you think I'm asking you to write those lists down?
because those where you can do events and
Well, yes,
yeah,
but those two establishments can offer you shelter,
absolutely. Oh yeah,
right? So so if you write down that list of hotels, we can call the hotels and offer them a service, a residency service, where you will be the poet in residence.
I never
I
thought about
want
that.
you I want you to watch an episode of the Poetry Business podcast with Cubs the Poet,
Yeah, that's it.
where he has
All right.
connected with and partnered with hotels. I don't know if it's how many hotels, but I know at least one where he was the resident poet, where similar to like a therapist, if any of the residents in the hotel were stressed out, had headaches, whatever, right, down, depressed, whatever it might be, they could call the front desk and connect with the poet in residence, and they would talk, and he would write them poetry, and or he would teach them how to write poetry to express themselves. That's a service where they can potentially compensate you for your service and or give you a place to stay as the resident poet.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
of or according to your creativity, you can create. Base word of creativity is create. You can create opportunities.
absolutely.
Like you can just literally imagine with your imagination, like what can, like with this establishment, how can I add value to this establishment and it benefit me also? You see what I'm saying? So church, we just talked about the hotel, but the church is known to offer,
Yes, go further.
assistance, but also it's a great opportunity to find a potential church home. Um, but you can also add value to that church,
Of course. Yeah,
and who knows, they might have rental properties for you to stay at.
absolutely.
Church, hotel, then schools, because schools are looking for creativity.
I reached out to a couple organizations today too. I left a message. They took my information, left a message. I screenshotted it. I got those in my picture photos. Yeah, I made a couple calls to them. Yeah, so that was good too.
That's good, man. And
Yeah,
I'm as bold
I'm
as
excited.
even walking in there and say and going to the front desk, speaking to the secretary or whoever the person is, and just letting them know, I don't have an appointment. However, I did leave a voicemail with someone, so on and so forth, whoever it is, and wanted to know if it was possible. I was in the area, and I wanted to know if it was possible for me to schedule a call. If today would be great, but if they can't do it today, any day this week would be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's
you got to
time.
go
It's
there.
time to
You got to go in
put
there.
all shame aside and
Yeah,
and go for the gusto.
yeah. You're right.
And you want to maximize that fresh cut.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That fresh cut got an expiration date on it. So you got I'm already,
Dude.
with the stubble on my cheeks right now. So yeah. You got to go. You fresh. And what else was there?
Don't give me but
It's a number of things, man. Let's chop those down. Hotels, churches, and schools.
yep. Hotels, churches, and schools.
All right, let's make those lists today, and let's start, chopping those lists down.
All right. Absolutely. Straight up.
Yeah. But tomorrow, what is it, noon? We got our call with the director, right?
Yep. At noon. Will you you want me to forward it to you?
Yeah, forward it to me so I'll have it so I can put it on my calendar. But also, you never know who he knows
Def-
in Orlando.
yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Relationships.
Right.
Yes, you're going to
Keys.
work with him in Ohio, but just to shoot in the wind, do you know anybody? Are you colleagues with anybody in Orlando, Florida?
You never know.
Right? And he's like, you know what? I actually do know someone in Florida. Da, 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 da.
You never know. For real. I'm telling you, it all hurt to ask all the time. Get out
Never
there.
hurts to ask, bro.
No, it don't.
So that's our next steps, man. And if you're watching this, drop in the comments, some encouraging thoughts and statements for Pierre. And this we're working this thing together. Now you all are new members of the Poetry Business Network. Now make it official and go to poetrybusinessnetwork.com and we'll approve your entry. But you all are a part of this storyline. And if you know someone in Orlando, if you know of an organization, if you're in Orlando, or even the surrounding area of Orlando, connect with uh, us over here at the Poetry Business Network at the Poet Life. Connect with Pierre. You see his Instagram, you see my Instagram, and we are actively and proactively creating a network of supporters. Us supporting you, you supporting us, and all of us supporting each other. All right. And so this is a very real thing. This isn't anything that we've set up and propped up. He is literally out there in Florida, from Ohio, and he's a poetry business owner making it happen. And we're showing poets the possibilities of poetry and how powerful and functional it is. All right. Pierre, what you got to leave him, man? What you gonna leave him with?
Keep moving. Keep moving. And
Yeah,
keep believing in your gift. It's
that's
okay
what
to
it is.
it's okay to take a leap. It's okay to take that leap of faith. Invest in yourself. Because if you don't invest in yourself, don't look for nothing to happen the way that you think it should happen for you. Because if you don't invest in yourself on learning new skills, right, and getting you a mentor and somebody that could guide you, and being and learning them skills that you need to learn as a poet, like marketing and sales, and you got to learn those skills. You have to. I'm telling you, you have to. Oh, you get to. Let me change that word up. You get to, because it's a privilege to be a poet and learn new skills and connect with the poet life and get yourself in there to where you can, that you just you shouldn't even ask yourself twice to invest in yourself, because you're going to invest in yourself anyway, even if you, because you're either going to invest in wasting your time, or you're
Mhm.
going to invest in making your time count. But it's your choice, right? It's your decision what you want to do with that. and you always have people around you that's going to build you up. It was a moment in time where there wasn't a organization, there wasn't a brand like Poet Life doing stuff like that. So just imagine if that Poet Life wasn't here. So you got to take it and run with it and make sure that you really putting your all into it. It don't matter how you feel. It just matter of if it's going to take that next step and just keep believing in what God is doing in your life. And just you don't got to do it by yourself, man. A lot of people think that they should do it by themselves. I was like that too, right? So I hope this is relating to you through this video right now, because a lot of times we think in our heads that we should be doing it by ourselves, that we know everything. But as Myron Golden says, he always says this too. He's like, "Don't let what you know stop you from learning what you don't know."
You
For
said a
real.
lot. You said a lot of good stuff right there, but one thing that stood out for me
Uh-huh.
is the fact that you're a poet. It's because you're a poet that we can pinpoint here and pinpoint there and make something happen. We can say, all right, hotel, we can say church, we can say school. Basically, we're making a list of examples where poetry can add value. And it literally can be any establishment, or I don't care if it's a gas station. You can add value to any establishment because words, it makes no sense for someone to say that poetry has no value, or it has no ability to exchange value for value when poets have the ability to wield words, right? And we know the power of words. It said it in the Bible, the power of the tongue. What is the tongue speaking? Words. And we're talking about spoken word. We're talking about written word. It never made any sense to me when someone said that there's no value, there's no money in poetry. Makes no sense at all. When everybody speaking and writing is making money, but but a person that has the ability to take words and create rhythm and rhyme and the ability to help people remember and memorize. We were taught how to read through poetry, and people forget that.
That's how I was taught how to read. Dr. Seuss books. I read those. That's how I learned how to read.
Look, I was at my homecoming and I spent a lot of my time with my fraternity brothers, right? I'm an alpha,
Yeah.
right? And I was sharing with them. I said, because they said, man, I love what you're doing with poetry and this, that, and the third. And I don't even think they made the connection. I don't think a lot of people in relation to the Divine Nine and sororities and fraternities have made the connection that the information that they learn when pledging is history about the organization and poems. They have to memorize the history of the organization and memorize about 7 to 10 poems. Now you can't how can you tell me organizations that are over 100 years old that have added so much value to the earth, and what they learn is history in poems, and you can tell me that there's no value? Come on, man. Yeah, man. So we have the responsibility, though. Poets have the responsibility to be able to articulate that value. If we can't articulate that value, then you might as well say there's no value in poetry because it's not the responsibility of the layperson. So it's very important for the poet to learn this because if they don't learn it, those on the outside will never know it. So this is huge right here what we're doing, man. Real huge. And you mentioned the poet life, and I'm leaning towards something similar to that to name this series. So again, folks, if you're listening and watching this, help us help us land on a title to this series. That matter of fact, drop in the comments possible titles to this series that is specific enough for when people hear it, they have an idea of what it is.
A
So they're
poet's
like,
life.
"Oh, I want to watch that."
A
Yeah,
poet's life.
yeah. I think it's something like that with
Yeah.
something more to it. A poet's life from scratch. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
almost there.
We'll land on it. We'll land on
Yeah.
it. But look, Pierre, man, I'm excited. I'm excited
I'm
for
excited too.
tomorrow. We're gonna bring our
I've
A
been
game
excited all
tomorrow.
day.
So, you said it's gonna be on Teams. You need to download Teams
I
from.
did. I did it already. I did.
All right, good. So you're
I did
prepared.
that as soon as he said it.
Good, good.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
great.
excited, man. I never really get no. I never really got this far yet.
I love
That's
it.
why I'm like, wow, I had to go far before I could go far. I'm all. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all caught that one. And you got to go far to go far sometimes in your mind.
Not just your mind. You left the whole state.
Ooh, say that again, Chris.
Not just your mind. You left the whole state, bro. Basically,
Yeah.
you you flew out of your comfort zone. You didn't just step outside of it. You flew out of it, and now you are somewhere uncomfortable, literally.
Yeah. I don't know
And
where. I don't.
but that's where growth is. When your back is against the wall, all you have is your creativity. You're forced to deploy your creativity.
I'm sitting here. The other day, I took a walk down here. I'm talking to people, seeing what they do. I met this guy named Steven Stop It. That's what they used to call him when he was little. His name is Steven Stop It, and he does presentations for Tyson. Tyson the Meat. Like, I met him. I was trying to get his phone number yesterday. He's like, "My wife's calling. I'll talk to you later, but it was nice meeting you, man." I was like, "I'm just walking down the street talking to people."
Mm,
I say, you know what? I'm about to utilize this time to start networking. You never know who you could meet jogging down the street.
that's real.
So we
I,
just went into a
hey,
discussion.
check this out. Find you a Starbucks. Be- The reason I say that, Starbucks, networking. I mean, what's it called? Work. Um, what are they called?
Caf-
Where you go to work
social
and
cafes.
social cafes.
Yes, those because they be having like,
So
oh,
go where people are already there intentionally to network during the day. They're there not just to do their work remotely, but they're also there to network with other creatives and business owners,
absolutely.
right? So near me, you know, even go to Eventbrite and find out what's happening.
Dude,
Free events.
no. it's an abundant of freaking opportunities. Like you did name so many different ones.
What's your cash app?
It's a $, Pierre Piere 1 2.
Got you.
$, Pierre 1 2. And
Got
then
it.
what I was, oh my god, what I was thinking is, what if I go to Starbucks? They don't do this, but what if we could build something new with Starbucks to where they have a poet come in the mornings?
They'll do that.
You, I never thought, bro, that could be something new
You
to the.
go in there and tell them that you have a network of poets here in Orlando
Mhm.
and let them know that you would love to partner with them to do a pop-up poetry event. And you can do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm about to
What does
utilize
that mean?
a lot of stuff.
I can draw people here. That's what you're saying to them.
Oh, bringing a bit. You literally being their marketing tool. Oh, oh, this is huge.
I'm trying to tell you, it's because you're a
It's a
poet.
marketing tool.
It doesn't matter where
Man,
you go in the world.
don't
It's
start.
because you're a poet. You will always have value.
Mm,
Always. Nobody can take that away from you, but you have to
utilize.
employ and deploy it
Yeah, to the
no matter
world.
where you go.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are in the world.
Oh, it's just like when my friend came over the other day to cut my hair. He was utilizing his value. So, and the other day he told me
It
that
doesn't matter
he
where
said,
he is.
and he said this too. He was like, and you know, I always keep my cut clippers with me
He don't know
because.
who he's going to talk to.
Say it again, Chris.
He doesn't know who he's going to talk to.
No, and he always have to be prepared with his value on hand for he can start cutting. See, the poets, we got our poetry, and we need to start cutting where we at. You got to start cutting where you at, cutting the things that don't belong in your life, and cutting off all that bad hair, and just for you can see what's up under that, for you can brush those waves down and keep on walking. Come on
You got
now.
you got it. You got it. Man, hey, go make
Utilize your
those
skills or
lists.
whatever.
Go make those lists. And let's have this call tomorrow.
I'm excited.
All
I'm
right.
excited. This is
Oh,
about to be
we gonna make
really
it happen
amazing.
tomorrow. We're gonna make it happen tomorrow.
Oh, we making it happen.
For sure.
Remember this, guys. I'm doing this. I don't know what. When it comes to this part, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm taking the steps because you don't have to know. But you got to take the steps though, and because that's what's teaching you. It's the action. It's teaching you, and walking beside with someone that's someone that can guide you because Chris is guiding me through this, and
You
then
got
but you gotta take action too, because ain't nobody gonna guide you when you ain't taking action.
I can't do it.
Yeah,
If Pierre wouldn't wasn't as active and proactive as he is, this would not work. And I would not work with him because it would be a waste of my time.
yeah. Can't
Right.
wait to.
And you, the viewer, would get no value. You'd be dropping in the comments like, man, he's giving all this good knowledge and he ain't doing no work. But check him out. I get several text messages and screenshots and pictures and things of that nature from Pierre throughout the day, from the work he's doing, from the conversations he's having with executives, managers, and directors.
Absolutely.
This
Because you
is
got to. putting the work
This is
in.
nothing that we are structuring. This is as it goes, and I'm like, man, this man is working.
Yep. And I decided to put my back against the wall. This was a decision I made. I made a decision to leave my home. I
And
had a lot of people
somebody
still telling
needs.
me, "Come home and quit. Just give up, man. You struggling." I say, "No, I'm not struggling. I'm stretching."
Oof.
No, I'm not struggling. I'm stretching. So what we got to do is don't look at it as a struggle. Look at it as a stretching moment, because you have to allow yourself to stretch. Or I couldn't stretch myself on this phone call tomorrow. I had to. I've never done this before. Like, I'm serious. I've never done this before. Yes, I'm nervous. I go through stuff too. I'm human. But it's about doing it even when you're nervous, because it's building me. And
Yeah,
it's and you being on this call today is building you.
that's good. That's good, man. Yeah, too many people are living comfortable. And here's the thing, and I'll end it here. This is my benediction, if you will. Um, Too many people think the goal is to be comfortable.
Right. But you got to get uncomfortable. And one of the things that God was showing me in my life is the only way you're going to know that you're not addicted to the things that you used to be addicted to is if I get you uncomfortable and you stop running to those things. You know what I'm saying? Because at this time, I'm super uncomfortable. Yes, I've had thoughts of I want to drink and I want to do drugs and I want to smoke. But then I realized, oh, God is stretching me. I have to embrace this uncomfortability and stop reaching out outside of me for going for things that's not good for my life when I know that poetry is good for my life. Because you can't have both. And that's the thing about this is why poetry is going to help you break addiction, because you're going to use your value for poetry to break away from the things that is controlling you, and allowing the gift that God has already birthed inside of you to take hold of you and hold you down from getting up for things that's outside of you. Come on now, let's go.
Heavy.
Get out. It's time to get out of our comfort zone and step into that poet life that you always been wanting for and need. Come on now, let's go.
Mm. Let's rock and roll, man. Hey, y'all go and get involved and get connected. Go to poetrybusinessnetwork.com. Go to our Instagram, Poetry Business Network, and everywhere on social media. Listen,
Appreciate you.
you'll see what the next episode brings, and we
I
more than
appreciate you so
likely
much,
we'll more
Chris.
than likely have the results from or will be in pending stages. But we'll see. We don't know what's to come, so I'm not going to predict what the next episode will be. But stay tuned with us, subscribe, and leave a comment and like as well, man. This is the Poet Life and the Poetry Business Network, and we appreciate y'all, and we out of here. Appreciate you up here.
I appreciate you too, Chris, in the poet life.
Yes, indeed.
The journey out of fear brought you here for your past to disappear. Your journey is unique and breakthroughs coming now. Soon as you touch down, walking out your circumstances, inputs take you out from your circumstances. The journey out of fear, where fear disappears, is a pleasure meeting you here. My name's Pierre. What's yours? Nice to meet you on this journey out of fear. Tears wash away all the pain to go on a lane of freedom by fear disappears. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. It's nothing but up from here. The journey out of fear.